Welcome back to Banfield. I'm Brian Enton in for Ashleigh tonight. Working, retiring, and then working again. It is called unretirement, and it's a growing trend in this country. There are several reasons for it, some good and some not so good, pretty bad. A hot job market where the worker shortage is a real positive. Recent retirees can potentially come out of retirement. They can even ask for a higher salary than they earned before and maybe even work from home this time around. But on the negative side of things, some retirees have no choice but to go back to work. Inflation and gas prices are way up, and maybe their savings just can't keep up with everything going on right now. I'm joined by Cindy Desi. She was retired but recently returned to working 2 days per week because of everything going on. Cindy, tell me, what kind of work were you doing, and what made you decide that you wanted to go back 2 days a week?
Well, I was involved in all kinds of administration positions over my lifetime, even going back to what originally brought me to Florida, and that was running a small business. And things were going well for me, and I felt comfortable enough because as the pandemic moved in, I felt comfortable enough just retiring. I was having trouble finding work, and I thought, you know what? It's time to take a break. I've worked since I was 14, and so I thought I'd try retiring. But financially, it wasn't working out, and I was getting a little scared with the way the economy is going. And the fact that everything was inflating except my Social Security. And so consequently, right. I went back to work part-time.
And so now that first of all, was it hard finding a job? Because it seems like there's so many job openings. I would imagine when you decided to go back, was it relatively easy to find something?
No, it was not. Most of the folks that started hiring on again were looking for full-time. They didn't want part-time. I do not like driving at night. I could have found a lot of opportunities if I was willing to commute in the dark. I wasn't comfortable with that. But I did manage to find a really nice part-time job, 2 days a week, 8 hours a day, working for a nonprofit agency that actually makes me feel good about working because I'm out there helping other folks, and so it's worthwhile. I come home, I'm tired, but I know I've done some good.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. You kind of reminded me of my mom, honestly, because she's been thinking about retiring, and I've been wondering with her, you know, like, is she just going to sort of go crazy with nothing to do? It must be kind of nice having something 2 days a week, especially if you feel like you're giving back.
It is. I mean, I have my hobbies. I have my gardening and my photography, and that does keep me busy. But it doesn't help pay expenses. So I've kind of had to go look for something that did bring in some income again.
Do you think you'll stick with the job for a while, or is it just temporary to sort of see what happens with the economy, see if inflation goes down, or do you think this will be a long-term thing?
I'm not thinking this is going to be going away with what's going on with our economy. I mean, everything has inflated except my Social Security. And I'm quite concerned about that. And I know there are others that are in the same position that I am. And I think as long as I am able to, I will probably stay employed at some level just to make sure I have a little bit of a cushion.
Well, I hate, Cindy, that you weren't able to retire the way that you intended to after working since you were 14. That makes me feel bad, but I'm glad you have such a good attitude about it, and thank you for coming on with us tonight.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.